Majority of businesses operate off of a standard costing or earned hour system that is anchored in their material requirements planning or enterprise resource planning system. And this is governed by some key documents, but it's influenced by factors that are outside of those documents. It's week 13, time to talk about routing and flow. So production routing plays a pivotal role in manufacturing. But the routing is typically just the document outlining the workstations, operations, setup and cycle times. And along with that, the bill of materials in this document help outline what our standard costing should be for the product. However, what's unseen in the routing is usually the actual process flow through your facility. So if we take an example and we think about a t-shirt manufacturer, we can look at the order and the arrangement of work centers is crucial in determining your flow if we have a process that, say, begins with cutting fabric, initial printing on those panels of fabric, sewing, and then post-printing, which would be embroidery or final touches, followed by packaging and eventually shipping. Now, the sequence sets the foundation for your capacity planning, production scheduling, and estimating those production costs and lead times. But other things like the location of the work centers within the facility, the batch size actually determines the waste that you have in the process. So while the standard routing may follow those process steps logically, and it looks like it's streamlined, the costs that are not accounted for is the transportation waste and the overproduction in between process steps within that particular facility. So the benefits of talking about not just your routing, but also your flow are: one, an opportunity for cost reduction. By optimizing your routing analysis, we may change the routing, can reduce production costs and setup times. We can also improve the flow through those routings. So handling time and work in process actually decrease, improving cash on hand. By thinking about working in smaller batch sizes with more agile equipment and work centers, we can actually work towards better quality by not mass producing and moving a large volume at the same time. And the customer benefits from this as well, with shorter lead times and lower cost and ideally higher quality. Like, who doesn't like the sound of that? So where can you start? Two of the hallmark tools that we can use out of the lean toolbox are spaghetti diagrams and routing analysis. So a spaghetti diagram is a two-scale version of the layout of the plant where we would trace the walking paths of operators within the process or potentially the product moving throughout the plant so we can understand things like motion and transportation waste. Now, if your business is not a product manufacturer, you can think about using a routing analysis. A routing analysis begins with a circle and identifies nodes for all of the relevant stakeholders through the process and creates connection points of where we have handoffs of information, emails for approval, digital signature, handoff to the next step in the process. Every time we have a handoff is an opportunity for a quality mistake or a delay in the process. So using these two simple tools are the first step to become aware of the flow, not just the routing, of the product or service that you deliver. We'll see you next week.